Oh, thank you.
pages.
Is it 497?
Like 1,000 NT.
Because our home printer, we need to buy a 500 ink every time we use it.
Activity, yeah.
So my mom was like, stop using our printer. Use the family one for like big prints. So they smell like spit and cinnamon. 엄마 타이머이지. 완전. 앉아. 타이머 해야 되니까. 엄마 내 타이머 있지?
됐다, 시간이 길어졌다.
그래요?
잘 됐다.
아, 예.
Yeah, I was kind of saying hello to each
Oh
other.
my god.
I like that.
You got man.
What is that?
My phone is dying.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. What the heck?
I tell you.
Do you have a counterplan? Can we have the
Yeah, can we have your case? 물 없어. 던져.
What?
던져라.
用红色的啊。Can we write it down? Yeah. You gotta have a paper. Yeah. 你要什么 Purple? I don't have black pen.
Black pen.
I don't have one.
Which one?
This one 你说没水啊
Jinx you, fella. We're 5 minutes off schedule already. Hopefully we'll be an hour off schedule. Hey,
Yo,
I don't want to be an hour off schedule.
they have a counterplan. I'm so cute.
Just ask them for a plan text.
I'm asking.
Can we have your black pen?
Can I just say it to you because it's really easy. The US federal government should launch the.
Give us your plan text. Hey Byron, plan text. Just hand
Email it to me.
I just set this shit and that's thinking.
Can you write Mr.
Ask that too.
I'll
Oh yeah, it's okay. We'll ask that too.
I'll ask it.
It's me.
It's me. I'm two actually.
Oh.
Hi. I'm pretty much done.
근데 야 뽕.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know how you guys spell this, but alright. 好，一般是这样的。好，说。耶。
My phones feel half dead. I don't know. I didn't sleep late
Because
yesterday.
he was sitting in Family Mart for 40 minutes.
Why?
Printing this, which I have no idea what that is.
I know. That's what
Organize it while I
Michael
talk.
Michael just like, no, I'm not
can't.
gonna print because it was really late or something.
It's so small. The font. Beep.
Oh.
It's okay. I like watching finals.
你们家 printer 还有尺度的 print 哦？
我们家只剩下彩色 printer 了，所以就一直 print 蓝色的，已经 print 到没水了。
对啊，我们家以后来去买一个改装的。
Really? No, the ink is so expensive.
I know, so it was like almost 1,000 of these. 后来我们到后来 we got so fed up, so we went to buy this one at Epson, right? And they have the one that they can convert. All you need is pour the ink in.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Otherwise, it's too expensive.
And the point is, you're such a waste of paper when you print so much stuff.
Well.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
I don't know if she comes back, we can start.
Jiggy, come back. Come back.
Jenny, come back.
I want to start
Would you like coffee? I
No,
have
it's
started.
okay.
10 minutes off schedule.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, what if I'm not able to finish? Oh.
Jimmy, why didn't you practice?
Oh yeah, but still.
Why are you so nervous?
I don't know. Don't die. Everybody ready?
Everybody not ready.
Anybody not ready? What do you think?
So if you guys ready, we're gonna close it.
Stop answering me with rhetorical questions. Just tell me, are you ready or not?
No.
Maybe.
Don't argue.
Okay.
from. I like it.
Alright, Jay, you ready?
Yes.
Alright, timers, are you ready? Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. Nationwide has no budget for this Congress sent the 2012 budget request for anticipation in July 2011. The 2012 budget request sent to Congress in February asked for $47.3 million for the Discover. The hospital will not provide funding, so Discover has no funds in 2012. Legal study released Discover needed. The audio public science in 2011. Earth observing satellites are subject to constant use. Cosmic rays signed on the delegates determined that measure their planet's radiation. The satellites sent near to Earth, the data become inconsistent, they have limited life expectancies, and NASA's 14 Earth observing satellites have already outlived theirs. So satellites that we are using now are bad. Discover is needed. Discover is key to critical info about global warming but no fun. Bentley BBC, July 2006. The climate satellite is one designed to provide critical information on the Earth's climate, which has been delayed or cancelled since the NASA tuned the science mission budget. Instruments were to provide more accurate measurements on global precipitation, aerosol size and distribution, ocean winds, and atmospheric temperature. They would help to fill in missing climate data at a time when the Earth is warming, and discussion about how to respond to climate change around the world shows that Discover is needed for global warming info, but there is no fund. NASA reluctant to launch. The only popular science every 2011. If NASA's budget increased, good news for Discover, I doubt it. They resist new approaches, and after spending decades of billions on traditional low Earth orbit satellites, they are too heavily invested to expand the new perspectives they elevate. Shows NASA doesn't want to launch now. Condition to harm. Destructive solar storm coming by 2013. Phillips NASA 2009. An international panel of experts led by NOAA released a new prediction for the next solar cycle. The Great Geomagnetic Storm of 1859, for instance, occurred during a solar cycle about the same size were predicted for 2050. If a similar storm occurred today, it would cost $1 to $2 trillion in damage to society's high-tech infrastructure and require 4 to 10 years for complete recovery. So the storm storms are coming by next year. These magnitude leads to global disaster. Dirty Shy Mail on February 2011. The world is overdue for a ferocious space storm that could knock out communication satellites, ground aircraft, and trigger blackouts. Hundreds of billions of pounds of damage, scientists say. Mankind is now more vulnerable to a major solar storm than any time in history, and that the planet should prepare for a global Katrina-style disaster. A massive eruption would send waves of radiation and charged particles through it. It could crash stock markets and cause power cuts like last month's. The sun is entering its most active period of its natural cycle. The issue of space weather has got to be taken seriously. The potential vulnerability of our systems has increased dramatically. Joe solar storms can lead to global disaster. Where solar storm is coming leading to global catastrophes and economic collapse. Share the Discovery News February 2011. Experts say that the geomagnetic storm, sparked by a massive solar eruption similar to the one flared toward Earth, is bound to strike again, and the next one would wreak more havoc than their world has ever seen. Modern society is increasingly vulnerable to space weather because of our dependence on satellite bus systems, the synchronized computers, navigation systems, telecommunication networks, and other electronic devices. A potential solar storm to disrupt these technologies. The situation will only get more dire because the solar cycle is heading into a period of more intense activity in the coming 11 years. Short solar storms lead to major trouble. Economic collapse causes global conflicts. Freeburg, Princeton, 2008. There are consequences of the collapse of the world's financial architecture. If America pulled back from the world stage, it will leave a dangerous power vacuum. To stabilize the effects of our presence in Asia, Europe, and the Middle East will be all placed at risk. Peaceful democracies will fail to cooperate, and aggressive powers exploit their divisions. States may choose to become reckless, but they will go towards the aftershocks of the financial crisis will rock her comparatively even harder. There is no substitute for America in the world stage. Economic collapse causes world war. Global warming, inevitable CO2 emissions, and oceanic effects. Solomon et al. NOAA 2009. Even with zero emissions, the reversal of sea level rise is expected. Carbon dioxide peak concentration factor reducing in the future can be expected to be associated with substantial irreversible commitments to future changes in the geography of the Earth. It is imagined a choice can be made to quickly reduce emissions that reverse harm within years and decades. This is incorrect for carbon dioxide emissions because the longevity of atmospheric CO2 perturbation and ocean warming. Irreversible climate changes have already taken place. Shows that global warming is inevitable, environment is dangerous. Discovered key to U.S. ability of tracking solar storm. Often by Virginia in 2010. The United States has taken measures to monitor the risk and provide timely warning to reduce the consequences of public obstruction. Officials may jeopardize these measures unless they overcome Pennywise and pound foolish proposed budget cuts. Efforts to predict the space weather and prevent such catastrophes currently rely on the data from the single space satellite rating on. ACE has fueled to 2024. Top scientists and military strategists during space films, several key instruments have failed to report data in real time. This is like having a fire department that breaks down just when there is a fire, just when you need it the most. Discover was built to monitor Earth weather and global warming and equipment that can measure and help predict solar space weather. Without ACE replacement, there will be no warning in time to prevent potentially catastrophic damage. This is a serious life-threatening matter that demands your attention. Shows failure in ACE causes global wars and years to lose that leadership. With these issues in mind, we are familiar often following plan. Here, United States federal government should launch the Deep Space Climate Authority. Condition to establish the prevent solar systems prevent extinction. Clark February 2011. Earth science sensors undiscovered would have a constant view on the day side of the planet, but the L1 point is more commonly used by the solar science missions than it is an ideal location for the spacecraft to sniff out geomagnetic storms before they reach Earth. NOAA would manage the Discover mission as an operational sentinel to give notice of approaching solar storms with calamitous consequences. This acquisition will allow NOAA to continue to receive vital data to help anticipate and mitigate space weather damage. ACE is operating 12 years beyond its design life and prepare impact. Shows that Discover is needed to prevent extinction. Prevent catastrophes on Earth. Track solar storms. Clark Space Flight now, February 2011. Discover is as an operational sentinel to give notice of approaching solar storm with potentially calamitous consequences for terrestrial electrical grids, communications, GPS navigation, air travel, satellite operations, and space flight. Shows Discover, tracks solar storms, and prevents catastrophes. Many scientific benefits. Dominating popular science in 2011. A spacecraft will travel to the gravity-neutral spot, less than L1 Lagrangian point where it would stream back to the NASA video of a spherical home. Not only would the satellite provide a clear view of our world war problems, but it would also offer a tremendous scientific value by carrying into space two instruments built to study climate change. Shows that Discover will make for many scientific benefits. The key to more accurate Earth space data. Dominating popular science April 2011. To understand Earth climate, scientists rely on multiple and frequent readings of precipitation, many of which are taken by Earth monitoring satellites run by agencies such as NASA. But these spacecrafts are relatively close, at least 50 times as close as the L1 point, so the utility is limited. No space agency has ever done this before. Shows that Discover provides accurate data. Data leads to effective climate landscape. And key to monitor every other satellite exists in space. Dominating public science and it could be also a crucial component of the largest satellite array because the Discover would be farther away from Earth than any other satellite. It would be able to see every other satellite in the sky. Other satellites will be able to calibrate their location and sensors against Discover. So Discover is the key to monitoring satellites in space. Condition for advantages. Can fulfill ultimate goals. Dominating popular science April 2011. Such a network would fulfill the primary missions of both agencies. NOAA's mission is first and foremost to understand and predict changes in the Earth's environment. And NASA's first address it as the expansion of human knowledge of the Earth and of phenomena in the atmosphere and space. Shows that ultimate goals can be achieved. Key for future science advances. Dominating popular science April 2011. Providing Discover isn't merely a satellite. It is part of a solution to one of the most pressing issues of our time. We just need the truth. He said, we need good science. If we get Discover launched, we will have that. Discover is the key to future science advancements. For these reasons, we urge you to vote affirmative.
엄마, 내 보고 있어.
7분 47초.
7 minutes 47.
7분.
내가 말해주시는 바뀌었네. 제2에서 예수 바뀐 거야?
Wait, did you guys tell the judges that you switch? They're switching over. Last thing.
I'm gonna start reading. Did you start reading? You're gonna start reading?
Yeah.
In your second in one of your arguments you mentioned EOS. What are EOS? Can you explain?
EOS, Earth Observing Satellites.
Okay. I noticed that in one of your arguments you said you made argument that said it's key to preventing solar flares. How is that possible? The prevention of solar flares itself.
It just means that by detecting it, we'll have enough time to prepare for the solar storm, so that when we're prepared, it's basically preventing them because we're prepared enough so that we know what's going to be expected.
Okay, so what key devices on the satellite will be able to allow us to detect solar flares? Because you just mentioned the satellite itself. Like, what applications on the satellite? What devices on the satellite? What is gonna be able allow the satellite to be able to detect those solar storms?
It's a climate satellite. It has.
Yeah. So what device? Can you name one?
Discover, that's pretty much the whole satellite.
On the satellite itself,
I'm not
it
scientist,
carries
so I don't
different devices.
Huh?
I'm not scientist.
I'm not a scientist, I don't know that. I didn't
Yeah,
work
but it's
on
your
the
plan,
project
right?
myself. Yeah, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna know everything about it.
Yes, but so you're claiming that you're basically saying that you don't know enough of your plan to even know how it's going to discover the solar flare.
It's like asking me, do you know where Barney was born?
That has nothing to do with space.
Exactly. How am I supposed to know that?
Because it's part of your plan.
It's part of my plan, but that doesn't mean I have to know every minute detail of the satellite.
How the
Does it?
satellite itself is going to detect the solar
Yeah, the
flare.
satellite itself is equipped with the climate knowledge that it can receive from the sun and the solar storms that are incoming, so that it will accept the knowledge,
Okay.
bring it back to
How
Earth.
long will it take the satellite to get to L1 orbit?
It's fun.
Huh? We don't know yet because it hasn't been funded. That's why we're saying we should launch it.
Yeah, but it's been launched before.
That's our plan. No, it hasn't. It was
It was taken down in 2001.
It wasn't. No, it was proposed to go into space, but it was taken down because people
Okay.
called it a joke. But
So it's been called a
relaunching
joke before.
because people didn't believe that it could do it. But scientists have found out that they can, and it is key to one of the most major ways that we could prevent.
But don't we have satellites right now that do so?
No,
Okay. I noticed you mentioned NASA is reluctant to launch. Why are they reluctant?
they think that they're wait, give me a second. Biggest they don't want to use their budget to fund the Discover.
Okay. How much exactly will it take to fund Discover?
47 million.
Okay. So, if there was no blackout, what harm would the solar flare cause?
Well, no, 没有啊，这个是要 Angela 要 extend。
Extension.
This I this will有 solvency。没，有一个有三个太阳系统。Want to see that?
No, because I in my yeah, it's in it.
Yeah, so I went through it and I read, you didn't finish that.
I did try to finish it.
I'll just make sure.
Cycles.
What are you saying?
Yeah, Santos, please.
First, I'm going to do inherency takeout, harms takeout, and my counterpart. And if I have time, I'm going. Yes, that's it. And my critique.
You have a camera plan and you have a critique. Okay.
Judges, are you ready? Debaters, are you ready?
Yes.
Timers, are you ready? 3, 2, 1. One. Inherency takeout. 1. Government support and funding for Discover. According to Climate Spaceflight Now 2011, the White House is forecasting 47 million in fiscal year 2012 to convert a climate satellite grounded by Politis into observatory to monitor space weather and one of solar satellites. The Obama administration budget proposal released last Monday would start the development of a new mission for the Deep Space Climate Observatory. This shows that government already supports Discover, so there's no need for a further plan and there's no need to support Discover. 2. Status quo solves. Other satellites solve, so Discover is not needed. Non-inherent new technology means satellites can already predict solar storms. According to Perlin, August 19, 2011, until now, space weather forecasters have been able to warn power companies, airlines, NASA, and others to prepare when the sunspots and the ensuing solar storms occur. A long-time desire, solar physicist David Hathaway at NASA's Marshall Space Center called the Stanford group's prediction an important result. It's been long been our hope to see the storms of sunspots before they show up. The method, they said, could provide time for forecasters to issue early warnings that the episode of bad space weather were coming. The scientists gathered their observation primarily from a satellite called SOHO, the Solar and Heliospheric Observatory, that has been flying for 15 years as a joint project of NASA and European Space Agency, and also provided data for sunspot detection. This shows that there's no need for Discover because there are already plenty of weather discovers out there. So instead of wasting money on Discover, why? There are other satellites, so instead of wasting money on Discover, we should depend on the current satellites we have now. 3. Solar flares will not happen for a long time, and even if it does, it will be small. Solar storms will come every 11 years. No guaranteed event for another 350 years. According to International Risk Governance Council 2010, history tells us that very large storms are low probability events. This shows that solar storms are rare events, and even if solar storms do come, the impact will be small. Discover can do nothing to stop it, and so it does not stop. Discover just basically predicts and detects where the solar storms will come. 2. Harms takeout. Solar flares will not cause blackouts, and even if it does, it will be minimal. According to Garrett 2010, Dr. Bill Wilkinson, Assistant Director of the Australian Bureau of Meteorology Prediction Services, claims that this coming solar maximum will be valid in 100 years are not factual. Wilkinson says that while some satellites can be damaged by future CM, others can be protected by being placed in safe mode. Wilkinson adds that impact on power grids will be minimal. In other words, it's a regional thing, not a global as these reports imply. He says high-frequency communication may be effective, but it will be temporary. This shows that solar flares will not cause blackouts, and even if it does, impact will be small and not that huge. Now critique why capitalism is evil. According to Legacy Clark, 1998, I have argued that capitalism is the violent negation of democracy, for it is the interest of those who own capital to determine how we live. Their jobs, products, services, manufacture, culture, and propaganda shape our lives and our minds. Today, I'd like to point to the ways in which capital undermines the foundation of moral life. What is the foundation of moral life? What makes it possible for humans to recognize that they have responsibilities to each other and to their communities. Putting the world at the disposal of those with capital has done more damage to the ethical life than anything else. To put in religious terms, capital is the devil. Only a minority idealist can take seriously a way of thinking that counts the nothing and lower decision making. Only when the end of the capitalism is on the table will ethics have a seat at the table. I'm Clay Morton from the OMB. Counterplan. With these issues in mind, we did negative offer the following plan. Counterplan. The private sector should invest in green technology. Condition 1. Counterplan legitimacy. Our counterplan is non-topical because it does not fall under the topic of resolution since our counterplan is earth-based. 2. Our counterplan is competitive. Our counterplan is mutually exclusive. It cannot be combined with the affirmative plan since we're not going to space. 3. Our counterplan produces net benefits. Our counterplan gets rid of harms linked to the affirmative case, and there are energy shortage and extinction. Condition 2. Counterplan solvency. Our counterplan solves. 1. Adopting green technology will solve energy crisis. According to Zaman Independent 2011, at the closing of the 20th century, the whole world realized that the massive degeneration of our mother nature and fast exhaustion of fossil fuels compelled the policymakers and the scientists worldwide to switch over to the renewable energies and to new technologies which led to green technologies in our present times. This shows that because of current resource exhaustion, economies worldwide are already commencing green technology. 2. Green technology helps space exploration. According to STEPS Engineers Ireland, December 2011, the programming will evaluate the reliability of electric assemblies deployed in space applications. The drive towards greener manufacturing methods on Earth is pushing space companies to build electronic systems for satellites without using certain toxic materials. This shows that using greener manufacturing methods benefits the use of safer, non-toxic satellites, thus helps space exploration. 3. Green technology creates green jobs. According to KC, January 19, 2012, President Obama already has initiatives in place that create far more green jobs in the alternative energy sector. That's just the tip of the iceberg though. New green technology have been in development for the past few years and are beginning to hit the market, which means that more individual property owners have the opportunity to shift their own efforts for green job creation. This shows that Obama is already pushing more green jobs into the economy and that new green technologies are developed already. 4. President Obama supports green energy. According to COP Hypercars, February 2012, in his proposed budget yesterday, President Obama called for more spending for green initiatives and an increase in the plug-in electric vehicle subsidy. This shows that President Obama is already spending money for green initiatives. Therefore, he supports green technology. 5. Strengthen U.S. competitiveness. According to Miller, CNN 2012, we have lost world leadership in commercial space transportation, but we can recapture totally reusable space planes. Space planes are the transcontinental railroad to our generation. Space planes will open the next frontier to economic activity and to new applications, new industries, and new jobs. America's role as a preeminent world leader in space will be assured for the next 50 years. U.S. national security will be permanently enhanced. This shows that even though we lost leadership in space transportation, we can regain it through space planes. 6. U.S. leadership will bring global peace. According to Stone, the Space Review 2010, the traditional national leadership would start by shaping the international environment through allied cooperation efforts. Achieving and maintaining such a leadership through capability will allow for increased space security opportunities for all America to lead the international space community by technological and political example. This is significant that the U.S. leadership is key in global peace. Condition 3. Counterplan harms. Opportunity cost of not adopting for counterplan is 1. Earth will run out of energy. According to Insider 2012, the latest measurement confirmed that the world's oil and natural gas supplies are running out too fast. At some time between 2010 and 2020, the world's supply of oil and gas will fall below the level required to meet international demand. The development of clean safe energy is one of the main challenges for human space and this generation. This shows that with world natural energies are running out, developing a clean safe energy is a challenge. Thus is why green technology is the perfect solution. 2. U.S. has lost leadership to China. 8 industries the US has lost to China. According to 24/7 Wall Street Wire, January 24, 2012, Americas are used to the US being the leader or ranked top nation in many areas, but in the number of industries and business, the US has lost that first place, usually to China, such as coal production, agriculture, and financial business. This shows that China will continue stealing the US leadership and place in top-ranked nation unless we commence their green technology content now. 3. China's rare earth mining causes severe international hazards. According to Hearst, the cutting edge 2010, China currently has an iron grip on the industry, supplying over 95% of the world's needs. This is significant because REEs are used in hundreds of high-tech applications. Mining and processing REEs represents environmental risk. All the rare earth enterprises produce 10 million tons of varieties of wastewater every year, which not only contaminates potable water for daily living, but also contaminates the surrounding water environment and irrigated farmlands. This shows that astral mining is substantially safer than mining China's rare earth. For the reasons above, please vote for negative.
We have to.
Green energy, climate leadership, and those two strengths, taxing, US is something like that. That makes it easy. How about your opponent? Why didn't you close?
So we can take it.
You can take it. So you.
So you guys gonna be ready to pass exam each other?
Oh.
So now it's
Oh, okay.
okay. So it's Jimmy.
Me?
Are you possible? Because I have to prepare to ask.
Oh, that's
Jimmy,
right.
you're gonna pass exam.
Oh, this is so fun.
Okay, wait. So it's gonna be Jamie, right? Because it JC was supposed to pass it on Jimmy, but it was Byron. So now it's
Yeah.
Jimmy gonna pass exam. JD. Yeah. Because
What's up?
Alright.
Okay. Can I keep your face for now? Or is it? You need Alright. Judges, are you ready?
Yeah.
Debaters, are you ready?
Yes.
Timers, are you ready? Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. What is the status of your counterpoint?
Conditional.
How about your critique?